Welcome to Someone's in My Fruit Cellar podcast.
Where the trapdoor creaks open and horror classics come back to life.
I'm Blake.
And I'm Lonnie.
Each episode, we dive into the blood-soaked brilliance of classic horror films, breaking down the 10 scenes that sent shivers down your spine and etched themselves into horror history.
From demonic possessions to final girls, we'll dissect what made these moments unforgettable and crank up the dread with the perfect soundtrack to match each one.
Make sure you follow us on our social media. We have an Instagram and a Facebook for the podcast, which of course they will be at Someone's in My Fruit Cellar. I don't think you need the podcast on the end of it. And I'm sorry it's so long. Google it. It'll come up quicker for you. And of course, I have the Metal Pit website, www.themetalpit.org, and the Metal Pit podcast, which you can also find on social media if you never listened to that before, where we discuss a classic metal album. And my social media, there's at the Metal Pit for Instagram and Facebook, and then I'm known on Instagram as Blake Metal Pit, I think is what my name is I use. So if you want to follow me there. And Lonnie, of course, is here. And what's your social media for whatever?
You can find me on Instagram as Lonnie Lee, and you can also find me on Facebook as Lonnie Winters.
Okay. And happy Thanksgiving to Lonnie. It just passed a couple days ago. As it's not Thanksgiving here in Canada, for some people that don't know that, and Americans that say, Happy Thanksgiving. I say, it's not Thanksgiving. We had that a month ago. But anyway, Lonnie, how did you do a turkey day?
Ooh, it was great. We had so much fun. We went over to a friend's house, and there was so much food. Couldn't eat it all. But I've celebrated Canadian Thanksgiving many times, actually.
Oh,
and It's not as big of a deal as it is here. I just remember fondue in Canada.
I don't know. It's still a big deal, but but we don't take a Thursday off. It's always on the weekend.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You guys have it on the weekend. Yeah.
You get a 3-day weekend off work. If you work regular shift, that is, I think it's the Monday they usually take off, I think.
Yeah.
If you work the Monday to Friday thing. Which I know it if you did, that's what you get. But yeah, we
always have it on a Thursday, we always have ours on a Thursday so we can have the day off.
And then you get what, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off? Is that what they do?
Sometimes. Friday's Black Friday, so everybody's out shopping. Most people have the day off, or they ask for the day off if they can't get it. I'm fortunate enough to have had Thursday and Friday off, so it's good.
That's why. Okay.
And I'm off today. Yay! So we're doing Christine today.
Yes, Christine. Now, does your car have a name?
No, I used to name my cars, but I haven't named this one.
I think I used to call my car Christine.
Really?
But I didn't kill anybody with it, but not that Christine. I know of.
Mine has weird names. I used to have back in my early 20s, I had a Dodge Neon, and it was purple. Just called it the Purple Dinosaur. My names for cars are not so eloquent.
My current car that I don't drive in the winter it's green, and I call it Go Green Hell. So if you're on Instagram, you can look up Go Green Hell, because the color of the car is called Go Green. I'm not really sure why, but Dodge. It's a Challenger, Scat Pack Challenger. And it's called Go Green Color is what it's called. So I went.
Oh, you have one of those cool cars.
Yeah, like the on here, except I wasn't a piece of shit when I got it.
You didn't have to put it back together.
And as I say, I don't think it's killed anybody that I know of. Okay, so yeah, we're going to talk about Christine. You want to give us do you want to give us a little intro there about it?
Yeah, Christine was filmed in 1983. It was rated R, and only because they wanted the R rating. So they added a lot of swears, F-bombs in the movie to make it a rated R movie. So here we see in this movie, of course, this is based on Stephen King's novel. I think it's a 700-page novel. I never read the book. Did you?
No.
No, me neither. But I heard the book is so much better. Obviously, they usually are. But we see Arnie Cunningham, who's the geek at school. He's got the basic black framed glasses for the 1970s. That was geeky and nerdy. And he buys a rusted out 20-year-old 1958 Plymouth Fury named Christine. As he works on restoring the car, though, he starts to change. And we see these changes becoming more and more throughout the movie. He becomes distant from his friends, obsessed with Christine, and develops a cocky arrogance, totally opposite from himself during this movie. Arnie's girlfriend, Lee Cabot, who is played by Alexandra Paul, and his best friend, Dennis. How did you pronounce this? Gilder?
Yeah.
Dennis Gilder. Anyway, he was played by John Stockwell. Becomes worried about Arnie when they learn that he's becoming like Christine's previous owner, who died in a car 6 weeks earlier of carbon monoxide poisoning. Now, they're convinced that the car has supernatural tendencies. Lee and Dennis decide that the only way they can help their friend is to destroy Christine. But Christine has other plans, as we see, and she can remold herself. And Christine, it was based on, is a 1983 American supernatural horror film, co-scored and directed by John Carpenter and adapted from Stephen King's 1983 novel, which I mentioned earlier. Now, John Carpenter had just finished filming The Thing, and he was getting a lot of scrutiny from the gore that was in that movie. So that's why we don't see so much gore in Christine.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
It's funny looking at some of these actors to see what else they did, but we can get to that as we go through. I know the lead actor here, Keith Gordon, he was in the movie Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. I think that's his second most popular movie that I can see on here. Oh, he was in Jaws 2 also.
He was in Jaws 2, that's right.
It's been a long time since I've seen that, so I don't really remember how big his part was in that. But anyway, sorry, I was just looking at that as you were.
That's okay. I have some of that information too. I got Don, who is Stuart Charno, I believe. He played in Friday too.
Oh.
Who is that guy? Anyway, I can't remember which one he is. But like you said, Keith Gordon, he's in Jaws too. And then in the factory scene, the first scene where the guy gets his hand caught in the hood, he also played Tinker in Chainsaw 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And of course, we know the old guy is from Home Alone.
Right? That's right.
Yes. I recognized him as soon as I saw him. I started crying. No, I didn't.
I think there's only 7 people who died in this movie. There was a kill every 14.29 minutes in this movie.
Well, I don't think there was. Yeah, that's the average, but I think they happen more closer together.
No, I actually looked and counted it. It's every 14 minutes, not seconds, but minutes. A little over 14 minutes, there was a kill.
I guess we should keep track of that from now on. Then every movie we do, count how many.
The kill count. Some of these movies are crazy, though.
I remember there's a magazine, Rue Morgue magazine. You've probably heard of it, right? It's from Canada, but I think it's still a magazine. Yeah, I think it is. But they'd have a section of movies where it would count the kills and the breasts or something in the movie. But we got 0 breasts in this movie. 0 breasts that are showing. Yeah,
we see some crotch grabbing and stuff like that. But we don't see boobs and we don't see any hanky-panky stuff.
I'm not sure why. Yeah, we'll get to that part, I guess. But I'm not sure why a guy would want to grab another guy's crotch to hurt him.
I guess that was a thing back then. I don't know.
Damn Moochie. Okay, anyway.
Anyway. So, yes, we talked about some of the cast. Keith Gordon plays Arnie, and then Jock Stockwell plays Dennis, his best friend. Harry Dean Stanton is the detective Junkins in the movie, and then Christine Belford is Regina Cunningham. Alexandra Paul as Lee William Ostrander as Buddy, and Roberts Blossom as Liebe. Robert Prosky as Darnell, the grumpy auto shop owner, correct? Malcolm Denier as Moochie. And there are many more actors in this movie, but those are the ones that I thought stood out the most. Anyone else?
I thought his mom was hot, actually.
She was. Dennis, I'd be trying to hit. Really?
I looked up her Wikipedia, and she never did anything. She was only in 4 or 5 movies, and she was a guest on lots of TV shows, but it didn't seem like she was ever like in one specific show very long or whatever. She was just guesting. I remember she was on Night Court, and I believe she was wearing lingerie on Night Court, so I remember that. But yeah, anyway,
you went and researched it, didn't you?
No, I just remembered. I used to watch Night Court. Remember?
She was cute though.
Yeah,
she really was.
Anyway, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so first scene, you want to start us out then?
Yes. So in the opening scene, we see Christine for the first time. The film opens in Detroit, which at the time was a very popular place to assemble vehicles, and an automobile factory in 1957 as a new batch of 1958 Plymouth Furies is being assembled along these lines. Among these freshly produced cars is one painted in a distinctive red and white color. The others are beige, the basic factory color that they put out at the time. And this is the car that'll later be known as Christine. Although the cars on the line are supposed to be identical, Christine is the only Plymouth Fury painted red instead of the standard beige. And even at this early moment in the scene, they show that something is not right with this car. Because as we see here, workers inspect and finish a production line. Christine displays an unnerving, almost malevolent presence hinted through small, unsettling incidences. So people start getting hurt right off the bat at the beginning of the movie, which makes the viewer already suspicious on what's going to happen with this car. While looking inside, Christine's hood slams down on one of the workers' hands, injuring him. And that was the guy I had mentioned earlier that played in Friday 2 as well. And then while looking inside, the hood slams down on his hand, injuring him. And the moment feels deliberate rather than a mechanical malfunction. Don't touch me. She's already being sassy here. You can look, but don't touch. Later, another worker sits inside Christine. He flicks his cigar ash on the seat, and she loses it. She kills him. I'm still trying to figure out how he died. Did she kill him with carbon monoxide poisoning? Because that guy, when he fell out of the car, he looked untouched.
Yeah. They didn't show it. Maybe he died from cancer, of smoking cancer.
Choked on his cigar smoke. Yep. And while he's inside the car, we see here that the radio mysteriously turns on by itself. What is it, Buddy Holly that's playing?
Oh, I don't know. I know it's old.
Hold on, I'll tell you. It is Buddy Holly and the Crickets. Oh, no, wait. It's George Thorogood and the Destroyers, the first song, Bad to the Bone. And then the one in the car, Buddy Holly and the Crickets, Not Fade Away. All these old songs. We just turned it up with metal. So
mostly, because first song.
So this scene establishes the story, signals that the car possesses a personality of its own.
Yeah, but there's really no, I guess we can wait till the end of the movie to say this, but there's really no reason, like they don't give any kind of reason why this car was supernatural.
No.
Yeah, so that's weird. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm assuming it came from the production line in 1957, and this guy bought it, in 1958, and then died. And how long was it sitting in his brother's driveways? The time
it was 78, I guess, is when the movie starts. 1978. I suppose it'd been there
20 years.
I don't know if it's been there 20 years, but almost 20 years, I guess. It depends.
And his brother died 6 weeks prior.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Doesn't make sense, but whatever, we'll go with it.
Sure. But what? I don't know why. Why was it in such bad shape? Exactly. If it could, I don't see there's things that I'm not gonna nitpick it, but if it can fix itself up, why didn't it fix itself up then? So the guy could have got more money for it.
Right, yeah, but I think Christine is very picky and choosy
So yeah, I guess
about
that's
who
fine.
she remolds for, and maybe Arnie was her
Yeah.
soulmate. Who knows?
Yeah. Pick the nerd. Yeah. Okay.
What did you pick for a song for the scene?
Okay, now I went off the board here. I don't have heavy. This isn't heavy metal. This isn't hard rock. I picked a country song. I don't listen to. I don't listen to much country music, but it just reminds me of a country song, the Automotive Factory. So I got Johnny Cash's song called "One Piece at a Time."
Oh, I like that.
Okay, so that song, even though the song has nothing to do with the car because it's built, I guess it was built one piece at a time, but the song "One Piece at a Time" for you young people that listen to death metal won't know is about a guy who used to work at an automotive factory and he would steal a part every day so he could build a car at home from parts he stole from work. So that's what "One Piece at a Time" means, but it just reminded me of that because it was an automotive factory. So what's your song?
My song is Bloodbath, Cry My Name. It's really a lot different than that.
We'll put that on a playlist together. Johnny Cash, and then
Yeah, I like it. I like it, Johnny Cash.
But yeah, I guess I don't really have anything to add about that scene. It's just the opening of the movie, and then it gets more interesting, of course, after that when stuff starts to happen. So,
Yeah, I like
yes.
it because she starts hurting people right away.
Yes.
Keeps you in suspense as to what's going to happen next. And then we see the present day in Rockbridge, California, September 12, 1978. And now in this part, we meet the characters. We see Dennis Gilder.
I don't know. I would say
Gilder.
Gilder, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Dennis, we'll just call him Dennis.
It's Dennis. We see him for the first time. He's driving a 1978 Dodge Charger SE.
That's cool.
I love it. It's blue, it's shiny. Way better than Christine. Anyway, he pulls up to the nerdy Arnie's house, and Arnie's mom is not too thrilled about Dennis's music choice, calling it noise pollution. However, later in the movie, she does confide in Dennis, and as she starts to worry about her son Arnie. Arnie Cunningham, who's played by Keith Gordon, is a meek teenager who spends his weekends playing Scrabble with his parents. And his parents are Christine Belford and Richard Darnell, who still treat him as a child. Arnie and his best friend Dennis are going to the school as usual. Arnie is definitely clumsy, and his black rimmed glasses characterize him as being nerdy. Dennis is a football player. He's popular. He still befriends Arnie, which that was unusual in those days.
Yeah.
If you were a football player, you were not mingling with the nerds. But Dennis befriends him, and he tries to stand up for him because he gets bullied at school. Arnie's super awkward and insecure. Dennis is confident, athletic, tries to encourage him to ask girls out. And then they banter on the way to school. What are they talking about on the way to school?
Fellatio. We're talking about Scrabble.
Yeah.
He said he could have used the word fellatio, but his mom wouldn't allow it.
Right.
But it's in the dictionary.
Arnie's already frustrated with his parents. Just having Christine just amplified and magnified that frustration he was having. But he does have really strict parents. But as Dennis and Arnie banter on the way to school, they talk about girls, and Arnie tries to shrug it off, acting like it's normal for him. During the scene, Arnie notices Lee Cabot, the new girl at school, and she's really pretty, might say, and she still is to this day. And he's clearly struck by her, but he immediately says he doesn't have a chance with someone like her, which he probably doesn't, realistically speaking. Dennis pushes back, trying to tell him she's just a person, not out of reach. And then during shop class, Arnie's bullied by several students led by Buddy Repperton, which is played by William Ostrander. He looks older than high school age in this movie, but anyway.
He's probably failed a few grades.
Yeah, probably. He's in shop class with a switchblade. Dennis tries to stop the bullies from this fight, but he can't. He keep checking on Arnie all the time. Arnie's just always getting bullied. Today, Buddy stamps on Arnie's sack lunch and breaks his glasses. So he takes his knife out of his pocket, and in an act of like tough guy moment, it rips through his bag. I don't know what Arnie's mom made him, but that stuff looked gross coming
yogurt. It was yogurt because she said make sure you put it in a fridge because there's yogurt in it.
That's right, but it wasn't in the fridge.
No, I know. I don't know why he have his lunch in shop class. I don't really know why.
It looked like something died in that bag. So when both Arnie and Dennis tell the shop teacher that Buddy had a switchblade, so they ratted him out and said he had a switchblade in his possession, he gets in trouble. Okay.
Yes, he got expelled, right? Even though I think you say that
something
later.
Something happened. The teacher was there, and he was standing up to the teacher too, which that was a big no-no. You did not talk back to your teacher. Even in the 80s, I remember you did not talk back to your teachers.
Because your teacher could act like him back then and beat the shit out of him.
My teacher would have backhanded me. Oh, yeah. Oh gosh, this guy was brave to stand up to his teacher. So Arnie doesn't really get in trouble, does he? No, he doesn't, because he ratted it.
But he says that he's gonna make his life. I don't know what he said now, but it's
right. He said, "I'm coming back for you," or something like that, and he hit the garage door, and that was it. So now he's the bully guy is going to come back for revenge, supposedly.
Well,
but that doesn't happen.
I don't think he had to say anything. I think we probably knew that would happen anyway. Because I don't think bullies really think that, I got in trouble, I'll be nice now.
No, heck no, especially not him.
No.
He had the typical oh my gosh, I remember seeing people like that in elementary school who were in high school. And I was so scared of people that looked like that when I was a little kid. I was like, I better go the other way.
Buddy probably listened to heavy metal because he had a leather jacket on, and I guess this was 1978. But he probably listened to...
He had great hair.
He had sideburns. Yeah. So when Arnie gets his glasses knocked off, and then he's crawling on the floor trying to find his glasses. That'll be something I want to talk about later, because he can barely see, it looks like, without his glasses on. So he finds his glasses and gets them back on, and then later, of course, you see they're taped like Revenge of the Nerds with the white tape in the middle of the glasses.
But the crunching sound when he stepped on them, I thought they were completely broken, like the glass and everything. But later we see the glass was untouched and it's just taped together.
Yeah, I don't know. But let's see. What is there anything else? Oh yeah, and of course Lee we talked about people in other shows. Lee Cabot, or the girl playing Lee, was of course in Baywatch for many years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What, didn't you watch Baywatch religiously?
Heck no.
Like I did.
I was a teenager. I was not watching TV.
She didn't have the big boobs, your Pamela Andersons and other girls.
Oh, I think I vaguely remember.
Show did. But I think she died from cancer. She was in love with David Hasselhoff's character. But I think she died on the show from cancer.
She died?
Like so, yeah, she died.
I didn't know that she died.
In the show.
Oh, no, in the show. I thought you meant she died in real life.
No, I don't know if hopefully she's still alive. But I just mean in the show, Baywatch, she died.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I didn't watch that show, so I didn't know.
You should have. There's lots of cute...
Why?
There's boys on it, too, you know? There's boys in swimsuits.
My mom wouldn't let me watch... No, I'm kidding. No, I just wasn't around enough to watch that stuff. I didn't watch Seinfeld either.
You didn't?
No.
What's wrong with you? You're a deprived child, or you were.
No, my mother only had cops on the TV or whatever investigative discovery channel stuff, like first 48 and all of that was later, but stuff
I
like
guess
that.
I'm older, so I got to have my own TV, so I could pick my own shows to watch.
Yeah, you're lucky. You're lucky.
Okay, so my song for this one it's already in your description there. I just went with Hot Mom saying that's noise pollution, so I went with AC/DC. Rock and roll ain't noise pollution, lady. Even though it wasn't AC/DC, they were just coming out in '78, I believe, actually, but they weren't in the episode or anything. But that's what I went with for that scene.
I like it.
So we're getting a little heavier. Johnny Cash to AC/DC. Okay.
Yeah, I went a little less heavy.
Oh,
And I went 80s.
Taylor Swift? No, that's not 80s.
No, not Taylor Swift. It's a country song. No, it's not. It's actually not. It's Motley Crue, Looks That Kill.
Ah, good one.
I love that song. Christine. Now he's got Christine, who is lusting over, and this girl.
Yes.
He's busy.
Who's busy? Arnie or Dennis?
Arnie.
Oh, Arnie. Okay.
Yeah, he's busy. He's got this car he's in love with, and now he wants this girl.
Yes. You know how girls are. They like guys with cool cars.
Yeah, that's still relevant.
Doesn't happen for me, but it doesn't happen for me. But I guess I'm too old for that. But see, I love how these kids are in high school and they can afford to have the Dodge Charger that the guy had, and the buddy later on, the buddy guy has a Mustang or something like that. I forget exactly what it is.
Everybody had a cool car in those days. That's my perception.
Because they were so cheap.
I wasn't around in those days, but every movie I watch looks like every single high school student had a cool car.
78, I was 12, but of course I didn't have a car yet or nothing. But my first car wasn't a cool car. It was my next door neighbor, 90-year-old lady's car that she had and she sold to me. A Dodge Volare for people that want to.
We had a bunch of boys at school driving Mustangs when I was in high school.
But I couldn't afford a cool car till, well, I guess my second car was cool. But anyway, let's get off of that topic. Sorry, are we on the next topic yet? Sorry. Distracted.
That's okay. So we're on the third scene.
Yes.
What we consider the third scene.
Yes. Third.
We don't know where exactly. If we're splitting it up in 10. I think there was 11 or something like that. So it's a little extra. But anyway, after school, Arnie meets Christine in the scene. Arnie and Dennis are driving home from school. Arnie suddenly sees a beat-up, rusted 1958 Plymouth Fury parked in an overgrown yard. Now, I thought this house was abandoned at first. He immediately yells at Dennis to stop the car. Once he gets there, it's an instant obsession when they approach Christine. She's rusted, dirty, with a cracked windshield, missing trim and pieces, clearly neglected for years. But Arnie looks at her like she's beautiful, and he falls in love with her instantly. Dennis tells Arnie it's a piece of shit, Arnie, to try to talk him out of it. So this contrast is important here because the car is ruined, yet Arnie sees perfection in the car. And I called him an old toothless man.
Yes.
An old toothless man. And I thought he had suspenders on at first, but I don't think so. He's just wearing some sack. And he mysteriously appears with the keys in his hand as Arnie is inspecting the car. And I think he was sitting inside the car when he came up to him with the keys. And his name was Roland Lee Bay. And he's a gruff, abrasive man, weird. And he steps out of the house. He tells them the car's name is Christine. And the key things he reveals in the scene is the car belonged to his deceased brother. It needs a lot of work. He doesn't care about the car anymore. He clearly just wants it off his hands. He won't tell them the whole story either. So he's leaving him in the dark about it. He's very bitter about the car. He seems eager to get rid of it. Lee Bay's personality and tone adds tension in the movie. Gives us the feeling that something's definitely off, but no one wants to say it out loud. So he buys this car for $250 and he falls in love with Christine. Dennis he tries to talk him out of buying the car, and then Arnie ignores Dennis's logic. You can see he's already changing too. Arnie, his personality is already changing. He's standing there with the tape on his glasses, writing a check, but he's starting to get this arrogance about him. When he brings the car home, his parents say they have no place for the car and they don't want him to have the car, and he doesn't care. He gets into an argument with his parents because he's already hooked on this car. Despite the terrible condition, he does start her up for the first time. She still starts. Dennis gets really unsettled by this purchase, but Arnie is really thrilled about it. Christine's more than a car. She's a murderer.
You think, because later we hear more about what the old guy knows about the car, but you think he would ask for more than $250 for it when he knows what it can do or whatever. Or why wouldn't he? Maybe he couldn't. I don't know. I wonder, did you ever try to drive it himself? I don't know.
I think the old man's heartless because he's selling a car for $250 that he knows murders people to a couple of kids. I mean, he's just as much to blame.
And I know, let's see, I wrote one note was, it's the old guy from Home Alone. We already talked about that. And he also says to them something about new car smell or something. It's the finest smell in the world except pussy.
Yeah, I didn't put that in there because I knew you would burn.
Because you knew I'd put it in there?
Yeah, I knew it. And you know what? When he said that, I thought,
are you wondering how much he got? How much pussy this old guy got? But when he was younger, he might have been a hot guy, I guess. And had
yeah, and then he makes the $250, and later on we see him wearing a blue blazer. I've stepped up in the world.
Yeah, let's see. Do I have anything? Oh, yeah. Was it common? I think we already talked about this too, or no, maybe we weren't recording yet. But was it common for people to name their car in the 70s? Because when he said,
I think so.
Was it? Okay, because when
I don't know. I wasn't around in the 70s.
Oh,
I know a lot of people that name their hot rods. Some of them, even at car shows, will have the name painted on the side of their car.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if this movie made that, because I would never have called my car a name if I never saw this movie. And then it's, I should call my car Christine, or I should call my car.
We'll have to ask Stephen King.
Whatever, yeah. So
King, will you come on our show and verify that for us, please?
Because you think if the old guy says, her name is Christine, that they might go, you got a name for your car or whatever, if it was odd. So maybe it wasn't odd, or maybe they wanted to make it seem like it wasn't odd. I don't know. I don't remember.
But remember, she was named in the 50s.
But
not in the 70s.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The guy told her, the old man, told Arnie that the name was Christine. Didn't he?
Yeah, he did, but I don't know who named it Christine, I guess.
Probably his brother or the first owner, or it was just passed down, maybe.
But anyway, okay, so I don't think I have anything to add to that. I don't know how nerdy, like Arnie's parents didn't even want him to take shop class. I remember them talking about this in the car. But how handy was Arnie going to be with a car that he was going to fix up this piece of shit car?
He knows nothing about cars.
And I'm assuming $250 is a lot of money in 73, but I guess it couldn't have been that much money when his buddy has a brand new Dodge Charger.
Yeah, what did they pay for those brand new cars back then?
How much did they get paid for delivering the newspaper?
It was like $4,000 or $5,000.
You'd think at least, but
I could have 15 cars in my driveway for that price.
Okay. So my song for this scene is a group that I don't really like. I'll probably never use again, but I got Kiss on here with Christine 16.
Oh, matches the era, definitely.
which is, yeah, it's from, what year is that album anyway? That album is Love Gun album, 1977, so it's a little bit after that. But
Wait, we're
even,
talking 78. This movie was supposedly
yes,
based in 78.
but yes, okay. But even though the song, of course, is about a girl named Christine, not about a car, but if you read the lyrics, it says, she's got me dizzy, she sees me through to the end, she's got me in her hands. That could also sound like the car. And let's see, she's hot every day and night. But
Oh, even the lyrics match.
yeah. And it says, I got to have you, I got to have you. She's been around, but she's young and clean.
Oh wow!
Anyway,
You found a
yes.
good match.
Yeah. Okay. So there's Kiss, and I'm sorry for Kiss fans, but
You don't like Kiss?
I don't mind some of their songs, but I don't. It's mostly because Gene Simmons was kind of a dick or whatever.
Gene Simmons.
Even though his wife is Canadian. His wife is Canadian, Shannon Tweed.
Yeah, he probably had an affair on her like 1,000 times.
Yes, probably. And I did like that movie though, Detroit Rock City. Did you see that movie?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I like that movie though, and Shannon Tweed was in it, of course. And the guys were going to see Kiss, but that was a good movie because it could relate to anybody going to see a concert in the 70s or 80s. So yeah, that was a good movie. But anyway, okay, so what's your song?
My song is Depravity, Engulfed in Agony. And this was a November 21 release of this year, 2025. So it's a brand new song.
Oh, okay. Okay. Number 4.
Wait. Oh, yeah, you did tell me your song, Kiss.
Yeah, I did. Kiss.
Number 4. Arnie's obsession with Christine grows. Now we're starting to see the transformation of Arnie full force here. Arnie drives Dennis home in his new car. Once home, Arnie's overprotective parents angrily start pestering him again for having spent his money on the car without consulting them, and especially wanting Christine's wrecked condition. I don't blame his parents for how they reacted. I would have reacted the same way. Arnie angrily shouts back that throughout his life, they haven't allowed him to have something he truly wants. He feels restricted by his parents. He feels like they're too strict, and that he is dead set on keeping Christine no matter what. However, his parents refused to have it park in their driveway. They said they didn't have room for it. They didn't want it there. It's definitely an eyesore too, especially when dad has to go out and mow the lawn. Arnie decides to take it to a local junkyard garage run by an irritable middle-aged. Now, this old man was my favorite character. I don't know why. He was very was it Darnell? Will Darnell was his name. He was played by Robert Prosky he's the store owner or the auto shop owner here. And he lets Arnie store his car in there, but without, he yells at him though. He calls him out. He's very irritated. He owns Darnell's do-it-yourself garage. And of course he rips into Arnie, calls him a creep, because when he pulls in with the car, it's fuming everywhere. Parts are probably falling off of it. But he lets him keep it there anyway. And then on the way home from the junkyard, Dennis begins to question Arnie's obsession with Christine. So Dennis is already noticing this is getting a bit much. Over the next several weeks, though, Arnie begins working on Christine whenever he has a bit of free time after school, used and old parts from the junkyard pile. Will keeps creeping around but continues to have no confidence in Arnie's work on the car and tells him he's using too many parts out of his junk pile, and he wants to cut Arnie a deal. So Arnie begins to help Mr. Darnell around his garage, and this was the first time Arnie stood up to his parents during this scene as well because of the argument. He spends more time at the garage working on Christine. And then we notice here too that Arnie stopped using his glasses. They were broken anyway, but he just stopped wearing them.
Question I had from earlier is he could barely find his glasses on the floor, and now he's not wearing glasses. Is he wearing
Right.
contacts?
Did
or
they have
is
contacts back then? No, I'm kidding.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
Or did just buying Christine correct his vision so that now he can see?
Unless Christine gave him vision so he
Yeah,
could see the road.
maybe
Yeah,
because he
we
does
don't know.
mention his friend says, "Oh, you're not wearing glasses anymore," but he doesn't say, "How come you're not wearing glasses anymore? How can you see anything?"
Yeah, how can he? Christine basically drives herself anyway.
Yeah, it's a self-driving car.
And that was unheard of back then. Yeah, so Christine and Arnie are quietly meeting and building this relationship with each other.
It's
And
romantic.
right, Christine's radio suddenly plays an old rock and roll song without Arnie touching anything. And the music seems to respond directly to him, almost like the car is communicating to him. He's definitely turning into something demonic in this scene. What do you got?
You mean him or the car?
Both.
No, both. Okay.
Both. He's definitely turning into something.
Yes, he's turning into a dick in a way, but
During the course of the movie, you see they add a little bit more makeup and they make him look more tired and things, and that's why I say
yeah.
demonic.
That's from working on the car so much. Oh, I was going to mention before, like it says that, like you say that Dennis befriended Arnie in high school, but maybe they were friends in public school or something. I don't know, because usually you might be in public school and because you don't have the sporting teams like you do in, I mean, I guess you do have sports, but it's not like high school sports, especially in the United States for football. But you would think that maybe they were friends at public school, so they were friends when they were like 5 or 6 years old, and so he's not going to abandon them just because he turned
Probably.
and he turned into a football star or whatever. But so I don't know if that's the case or what, because we did talk about why would he befriend a nerd. So maybe they were friends since they were little kids or something. I don't know if they really.
That makes sense because in those days, most people went to school with the people they grew up with.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just something I was thinking.
People didn't move around as much. Yeah. Maybe they were childhood friends.
Yeah. So maybe that's why he was a football star, was still friends with a nerd. Or whatever.
With a nerdy boy. A nerdy boy who's transforming into an arrogant prick.
It's the car. Okay.
It's the car. Men in cars.
Okay. So my song from the I'm getting heavy. It seems, or I guess Kiss. Yeah. So I'm getting heavier with every song, it seems.
Yeah.
And now I have Pantera with the song called Becoming. So I'm just going by he's becoming a jackass or a whatever, a dick or a whatever, and the car is becoming a murderer, even though I guess it was already a murderer, but now we're finding out more about what it can do, I guess you could say. So yeah, Becoming, and that was on their Far Beyond Driven album, even though of course that has nothing to do with a car or a person. I don't even know what the song is. It's a good song though, but anyway.
It is.
Okay, and what's your song?
Mine is Despised Icon, Death of an Artist.
Death of an Artist.
October 31st, 2025 release.
Death of a Nerd, maybe.
Death of a Nerd.
Okay, number 5.
Hold on. I wanted to look something up.
Okay. Want me to talk while you do that?
Sorry. Okay. Despised Icon is actually Canadian. I just wanted to point that out.
What? Oh, okay.
The band Despised Icon. They're Canadian. Okay. I just wanted to point that out because you're from Canada.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah, they're from Canada.
Okay.
All right. So in this scene, we see Christine's first appearance out on the road. At the beginning of this scene, we see Dennis, who tries to talk to Lee Cabot, and it doesn't go the way he expects. He's turned down, he's probably, I would say, one of the most popular guys in school. And Dennis attempts to start a conversation with her, trying to make polite small talk and ask her out on a date. I don't know why he would do that. but maybe he didn't know Arnie had a crush on her. But Arnie even sees that even someone this popular, athletic, and well couldn't get anywhere with her. And then also I noticed Dennis's blonde babe in the front turns around and looks jealous when he asks Lee on a date. I noticed that. So he's setting himself the task of restoring the car to its original condition at this point, and his friends notice that the car is not the only thing that is changing. Arnie seems to spend more time with his car. He's also developed a sort of a cocky arrogance, which doesn't seem like the real Arnie at all. Dennis also notices a subtle change in Arnie again. He seems to be more assertive, more arrogant. Arnie's mother confides in Dennis. At first, she didn't really care for Dennis, but now she confided in him, revealing to him that the last owner of Christine died in the car, which would be the old man's brother, and he died of carbon monoxide poisoning. Dennis decides to confront the toothless old man, Roland Liebe. And this is the part where he goes up to Liebe. Now he's wearing a blue blazer. I'm rich. I got $250. So he goes to confront him of the story about how his brother died. And Liebe, he responds angrily. He doesn't want anything to do with it. Just doesn't care. Simply just wanted the car off his hands. And he snaps at Dennis. You don't know shit, kid. My brother died because he wanted to. And then proceeds to tell Dennis, Arnie has the same look in his eye as his brother did. Just that little evil, arrogant, pesky look. And the relationship with Christine seems to be matching Arnie's current energy. So he's starting to put this together. He's starting to connect the dots. So he becomes more suspicious about Christine. Then Dennis decides to break into the garage unit to get a look at Christine as he becomes increasingly curious and suspicious of the car. He tries to open the door, right? Does he? Yeah, and the door is locked, but the radio begins to blare 50s rock and roll music when he attempts to open the driver's side door, causing Dennis to flee from the scene. The radio stops when Dennis leaves, though. And then during the football game, Dennis is shocked to see Arnie arrive in Christine, and he's making out with Lee. He's making out with the hot girl at school, and he's got this brand new, cherry red, refurbished vehicle, pulls up, causing Dennis to make a mistake on the field, and he ends up in the hospital. So it ends Dennis's football career. And he does tell this to Arnie when he visits him in the hospital. Arnie doesn't seem to care.
Yeah.
So, Dennis ends up recuperating in the hospital, but he's there for weeks. He's surrounded by medical paraphernalia, whatever paraphernalia they had then to help people in the hospital. I didn't see an IV, though. Arnie says he stated, I visited you 3 times. And the last 2 times you weren't even awake, like he was being arrogant. You should be awake when I come visit you. He begins to talk crazy, stating that his parents are trying to kill him. That's crazy talk. And that part of raising kids is having to face getting old. He's saying that his parents, the reason why they're so tough on him is because his parents are getting old. And he continues to date Lee. One night he takes her to see a film at a drive-in, and I think there's only 1 or 2 drive-ins left in my state. They don't really exist anymore. And there Lee confesses to Arnie that she thinks he's moving too fast in the relationship. Now we see them making out in the car, and they're feeling each other up, and then she bails in the rain. She would rather go out in the rain than be in that car, I guess. She feels unsettled, she said to him, around Christine, and Arnie tells Christine he thinks girls shouldn't be jealous of cars. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go back in the car, make out, and do some stuff, right?
Yeah, it's pouring rain anyway. We can't see the movie.
Yeah. We stay nice and warm in the car. We'll warm each other up. As he does that, though, he goes out during the movie. She decides to go back in the car, and then Christine's windshield wipers become stuck. And he goes out, Arnie, to fix it. As he does this, though, Lee chokes on her hamburger. And I don't know where this person came from out of the blue when the door finally was open, but he was just there. And he grabbed her and gave her the Heimlich maneuver. It seems that Arnie there's no empathy surrounding that though. He's not that worried about what's happening. He's more worried about the car. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's yelling at the guy, "Leave her alone! Don't touch her!" But he's just
Don't touch her. She's choking. I guess during this scene, real deal, she's a vegetarian in real life.
Uh-huh.
And it was a real burger, but she only took a bite of the bread.
That.
Yeah. That was a fun fact I found. She only took a little bite of the bread.
Okay. Yeah, there was a lot in there, of course, because we got to try to condense it to 10, and sometimes it's hard to do that.
It is. And the thing is that we're getting to the middle part of the movie where there's the climax. So
yeah, we haven't had a murder in a long time.
Yeah.
We're past our 14-minute average. Let's see, a few things.
Who died so far?
Huh?
Who died so far?
Just the two guys in the car factory, or the one guy, I guess, in the car factory. We don't know about the other guy. And of course, the stories of the other people dying. But so far in the movie, there's only been one death, right?
Yeah.
As we know.
Has it been 15 minutes?
Oh, I don't know.
I wonder.
This movie's an hour and 50 minutes long.
Yeah.
Anyway, a few things about that. The football player there, Dennis, if he's such a good football player, why is he running down the field on a play and he's distracted by seeing Arnie and a girl together? Shouldn't he be focusing on the play that's going to be happening?
It's a big deal. He's startled. He's like, oh my gosh, Arnie has his car. Arnie has a girl. What the hell is going on here? This is weird.
But anyway, I thought you're supposed to block out everything that else is happening when you're a sports person. But anyway, and then that when he drives up in the car, was she in the car with him? I don't know if they even showed that, or was she just at the stadium? I can't remember if they really showed that.
They didn't show that specifically.
Okay, but then they started kissing, but is it like, had they talked before? Because they never showed them talk before in the movie. It's like they met there. She says, "Ooh, you got a nice car. Let's make out on the football field instead of watching the game." So I don't know. That was all strange.
It was all a big show.
Thinking, what about David Hasselhoff? What happened? Anyway.
I know, she just appeared, just like the guy who gave her the Heimlich. He just appeared. Just at the right time.
Yeah, and we do see the bullies are also at the game, which is also surprising that the bullies support the local football team and go to the football game. But anyway, maybe they're sports fans, I guess. They don't really say, but and then they see Arnie and they go, "Is that Cunningham or whatever?" So they see that he's got a new car, or a car that's all looks new anyway. That's all fixed.
New car, new girl.
Yeah. Anyway, so now this is such a long part. You could have had. I think I was gonna maybe have "Evil Eyes" by Dio in here, just because you said that he had the same eyes that my brother had. So I thought, I could put "Evil Eyes" in here, but I didn't use that one because I had to use this. And there was one other song as you're reading this that I thought, I could have had that song in here too, but I can't remember what it was. But it doesn't matter. But my song that I did choose is one of my favorite songs of all time. And this could be even heavier than Pantera, I'm not sure, but I got Ministry and their song "Jesus Built My Hot Rod."
Oh my gosh, I never thought about that one. I like that.
That was the first one. It's one of my favorite songs and albums of all time.
Yeah.
Ministry, Psalm 69 album, or "The Way to Succeed" and "The Way to Suck Eggs." I guess it depends what you want to call it. But yeah, as soon as I knew we were doing this movie, I thought, I'm putting that song in here somewhere. And even though Jesus didn't build this hot rod, or maybe he did, maybe Jesus is evil, maybe Satan built my hot rod, I don't know, whatever. But anyway, that's a good song, and yeah, so that's my song. So what's your song?
Mine is "Origin," Disease of Man, or Disease Called Man. Sorry, Disease Called Man. He's a disease. He's becoming diseased by his car.
There is still some drive-ins around here. Not as many as there used to be, but they do still exist. I don't go to them, but I guess.
Yeah, I think there's only two here. One up in northern part of Maine and central here, where I live, about 15 minutes away. But other than that,
But yeah, I do remember going to the drive-in. Not to make out or anything like that, because I didn't have a cool car then. But
in high school, we went to the drive-in to cause trouble. We didn't go there to make out with people.
yeah,
We went to cause
figures.
trouble, and yeah.
Figures. Okay, are you ready for the next one? You're doing a lot of reading here on this one because this is.
Yeah, there's a lot to cover. It's hard to split it up
Maybe-
into
Maybe
10
we
too,
should
'cause
have
really
top
we could have
20,
had
20 parts. No.
yeah, we could have had 15 or 20 parts trying to condense it. But then we would have had to pick more songs, and we needed help from our
Yeah.
listeners to help us pick songs.
Yes. Yes, we do.
So in the sixth part of this movie, which we call the sixth scene, which is also quite lengthy. In this scene, Christine fully restores herself, and then Buddy Repperton's gang is killed off by Christine. After Arnie's departure, Buddy Repperton and his thugs arrive. So he goes to park the car afterward, back at the garage. He didn't see the thugs that were there because they were hiding. And once he leaves, they proceed to destroy the car. And I really love this scene because you see, as a Buddy, he's standing on top of the car with the big hammer and he's smashing the windshield. And Arnie sees the wreck done to Christine the following day. He's shocked that all the work he put into restoring the car is gone. It's now gone. Arnie suspects that Lee was somehow responsible for the wreck and attacks Lee in a fit of rage. So this is the first time we see him fit. He pushed her, called her a what? A shithead?
A shithead? I don't know.
I don't know. He said something, fuck you, shithead, or something like, I don't remember.
Probably
But
bitch,
anyway.
but whatever.
Maybe. I don't know. He blames his parents for not letting them park the car in their driveway. He blames everybody else but himself. He's getting in trouble at home as well. His temper is radically changing. His parents notice the acute changes in him, and they comment that they want the old Arnie to come back. He chokes his father during this after refusing to let them buy, what is it, the new car? A new car. So his parents said, we'll get you a new car. Get rid of this car. We'll buy you a car. And no, he won't even let his parents buy him a new car. The long Scrabble nights are over now. And Arnie has one big fight with his father. He really shocked his father when he put his hand around his neck. If I was his dad,
you're grounded, mister.
Yeah. If that was, oh my gosh, in the 70s, you're lucky to be alive. You do that to your dad. But increasingly, Arnie can only think of one matter. He wants to restore Christine. He wants her beautiful again. The next day, the first thing he does is go to the salvage garage to work on the car. He's determined. He's looking for his tools. And then he turns his back on Christine. He hears the crinkling of metal behind him. He looks at Christine. He's startled. He realizes that part of her engine is now repaired like magic. And then she starts to transform herself, and she starts to restore herself in front of him. It's like they can communicate with each other without words, because he says, okay, show me. Because I don't know if she's talking to him in his head, saying, I can fix myself. The car flicks her headlights on, and there's this pieces are moving to their original position. The hood dusts off, everything straightens up, the buttons and seats start mending themselves and end up being shiny and brand new again. So now we see in this part of the movie that the car has the ability to regenerate itself. Arnie is more determined. He goes back to high school life at this point. Nobody dares to touch him. He thinks he's the king of all kings. He thinks that nobody's going to bother him. So Arnie doesn't drive during these attacks on the bullies, though. Right? He's not driving.
Yeah, I'm driving anyway, no.
Okay. But Christine's acting on her own. And then Moochie, the bigger bully.
Yes.
He's walking alone, and Christine appears. This is the second kill, I guess you could say, but
Yeah.
the first real one out when Christine's out on the road. And you can see her headlights glowing aggressively. She chases him through alleys and loading docks. And Mucci, he tries to escape through a tight space between two walls, and Christine forces herself, ruins herself, because now she can regenerate. And she fits into this narrow space, crushing him. And that's the end of that. It took her some effort, but she was able to get in that alley to kill him.
Yeah, it had to crush itself to, or crush the car had to go through and crush the sides of its cars so it could go and kill the guy, yes.
She was determined, though. She's I'm gonna get rid of you.
Because the guy thought he was safe, because he says, you're dead or whatever, but no, it's not. You're dead, not him.
He thought he was safe because he was in that little tight space, but he had nowhere else to go. I felt bad for the kid.
Oh, poor Moochie.
Poor Moochie.
Okay, yeah. So I'm looking stuff up as I'm talking. What was I gonna say about? Oh yeah. So that's what I was gonna say. When he gets the car to the football game in the previous scene, like, did he do all that work on the car to make it look like that, or did the car help him fix itself then? Because they never really show anything about that. They show him working on the car, but they don't show the progress he's making until all of a sudden he's at the football stadium to watch the football game and his car is all fixed up. But then when they destroy his car, the thugs there, and then he goes and sees it and goes, oh, I gotta fix you again. So does that mean he did all the work in the first place to make that car look that good? I guess is what they're assuming, that he's that good of a mechanic that and I don't know how much time has passed. Maybe they did give us dates sometimes in the movie, but anyway.
I wonder, because Will Darnell starts taking a liking to him because he's doing such good work.
Yes.
And yeah,
so I don't know if the car is doing anything on its own to fix itself before this part, of course, where it does fix itself.
And it could have fixed it. Why didn't it fix itself in the old man's driveway?
Yeah, and go somewhere else. Or because actually when you talked about the old guy saying, when Dennis went back to talk to the old guy about the car more, I forgot to mention this, but he did say, and the car came back or whatever, and he goes, what do you mean the car came back? But that's all he said.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe the car came back to where his owner lived, even though he must have known he died in the car, but whatever. I don't know how big the brain is this car has. But anyway.
Maybe it was a trust building thing. Maybe she just loved this Arnie so much that she's, I can show you what I can do.
Maybe he did fix her up the first time, but then she fixed himself up the second time. Whatever. Okay. Oh, and I found it funny that Arnie calls his dad a motherfucker, and I'm thinking, but that's how you were born, because he fucked your mother.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, okay. So
he
now
hates his parents. He hates them so much. They're so strict.
Yeah, he was surprised when he choked him, like you said, and he's not that big of a guy, Arnie. Not that his dad is necessarily that big.
I never would have done that to my dad.
But I wouldn't have been able to do it to my dad, no. That's for sure.
No.
Okay. So now my song for this, I just went with the very end of that part there where the car was chasing Moochie. So my song is Iron Maiden, Run to the Hills.
I like it.
I didn't know where to go with that. So yeah, Run to the Hills, even though he didn't run to the hills. Fine, we'll get to this also in the next scene, where people in movies that are running away from a car and they'll run on the road. I'm thinking, why don't you run into a field?
That's always in the movies, right? Yeah, but in Texas Chainsaw, she survived running in the road.
Yeah.
She jumped in the back of a pickup truck. So I guess there is hope.
There wasn't a car chasing her then. It was just a guy.
No, just a guy.
Because then he could have jumped the fence too and healed.
But I was trying to justify it.
And also about, why did the car let the bullies destroy him if the car has these superpowers? because this reminds me of David Hasselhoff. We mentioned him a few times in the show, but of course he
Yeah.
was in the show Knight Rider with the car Kit that did talk, and but that still couldn't really fix itself. But it could do lots of things. It couldn't really fix itself. But I do remember seeing some trying to destroy it, but it couldn't penetrate the car because it was so strong or whatever. So I'm thinking, why didn't this car just do something where they couldn't destroy it and kill them right there in the garage? But anyway, that was just something else I thought. Anyway, sorry.
Christine likes to chase.
Yes, the chase is better than the catch, and no, I didn't use that song. Okay. Okay, what's your song for that part there?
My song is Aborted Termination Redux.
Okay. Aborted.
Aborted.
Okay. I think I've heard that name before.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
Yeah. Probably not the song, but the name. Because I just did a podcast on the Metal Pit podcast, and we talked about the best songs ever or whatever is what our thing was about. But one of the guys was a death metal fan, so I don't listen to death metal. So I was telling him about, oh, you should listen to our horror podcast because the girl I do it with has all these death metal songs, and I don't know most of them, but you would know them all. But anyway,
I have some death metal people listening.
Good.
Yes.
So hopefully you should listen to that one and hear this guy John talk about some of his favorite death metal songs and stuff. Immolation.
Yes, you got to check out the Metal Pit podcast for sure.
Except it's not released yet, but whatever. Of course, this isn't released yet. We're still recording it. But anyway, hopefully I'll record them both or release them both at the same time. So you can go listen to that one if you want to.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned Ministry on that one.
I'll definitely be listening.
Okay, so here we go. Number 7.
All right, so the scenes are starting to get shorter a little bit. So the Christine revenge... Huh?
It's Thanksgiving.
Oh, yes. We see in the opening part of the scene this, I don't know what it is, turkey and a football game playing. And when I went to look up what football game, it wasn't a real game.
No.
Yeah, it was just a little fake thing. I was a little disappointed by that. But anyway, the Christine revenge continues. Now, this is November 23, right around Thanksgiving, as Blake mentioned. By the time Thanksgiving arrives, Arnie has already spent a lot of time restoring Christine, and his attitude has shifted completely. He's confident, but in an unhealthy way. He's aggressive, less obedient, short-tempered. Arnie visits Dennis in the hospital again and smiles as if Dennis heard about Moochie. So he's smiling when Dennis says, did you hear what happened to Moochie? And he's just smiling about it. He doesn't really care. Not connecting the dots at all. And even if he is, does he even care? Now he's got all this confidence. As he's leaving the parking lot, Arnie, he was approached by a cop. Now we see Detective Rudolph Junkins, who began to question him. And Arnie desperately tries to get a hold of Lee in this scene as well, but the conversation is cut off. Does she hang up on him?
Yes. No.
Okay, I wasn't able to confirm that she hung up.
Or wait, he hung up on her once, but I'm not sure if this is the same part.
Oh.
I forget, but he was talking to her and called her a bitch and hung up on her, but then he quickly grabs the phone hoping that the connection wasn't disconnected.
And then it was disconnected.
Yeah,
she said,
so
Arnie, said, Arnie, I care about you. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Christine continues on her killing spree because she needs to get these bullies out of her way for trying to destroy her. Richie Trelawney and Dawn Vandenberg are next. Christine appears behind them. They're driving a 1967 Chevrolet Camaro. And this begins a high-speed pursuit. So this is a high-speed chase we see in this movie. She deliberately slams into their car, forcing them off the road when their car crashes and explodes. Christine sits calmly in the flames unharmed. Eventually, Christine arrives at a gas station. She's spilling gasoline. Is it a gas station?
It is a gas
It
station. It's
is.
where one of the bullies, even though I don't think he got in trouble that day in school, the guy that works there, the skinny guy there, whatever.
Oh yeah.
But
That's
I don't think he got trouble in school because there was only three of them that were getting in trouble. But he was there too. But he left with the other students, I guess, before the others got in trouble. But anyway, he is their friend too, and he helped in destroying the car. And so he
yeah.
worked at the gas station. Yes,
And he was there doing something to another car.
yes. Well, he
She
was
arrived.
pumping gas if there was customers.
Yeah, she deliberately spills her own gasoline like she's peeing on him though. Right? So then it sets everything on fire. The building there becomes debris and ashes. So Christine's now on fire as well, but that doesn't stop her. She still goes after Buddy. He tries to run away from this. Is it Buddy? I'm confused now.
Yes, Buddy is the leather jacket
Yeah.
sideburns guy. Yes.
He tries to run away from the scene. He's terrified because he has seen unexplainable things happening. This is the third kill in Christine's revenge spree against the bullies. Buddy sees the explosion and thinks it's just fire until Christine emerges from the flame. So now she comes out. She's on fire. She's going fast. She's good. She's ready. She wants to kill somebody. Once he realizes the burning car is headed straight towards him, he runs down a dark highway, keeps looking back in pure terror. Didn't I just go over this?
No, because I mentioned that you're running down the road. That's what what's his face was doing too.
You
Until he
see
went
how
in.
the scenes just start coming?
Yeah.
It's hard. They just go all together.
But
'Cause
I
we
was
could
kind of
talk
talking about this scene probably more than the Moochie scene, where yes, he's trying to get away from his car, running down the middle of a road instead of
Right.
going to a field or something.
Yeah. Christine, though, she doesn't slow down even while burning like a torch. So she knows she can restore herself. She's on a rampage now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Buddy then runs into an open road area with nowhere to hide. This is the moment the audience realizes their supernatural nature is absolute. And Christine at this point is unstoppable. Buddy tries one last desperate flee, but Christine accelerates, closes the distance, fast slams into him at full speed, and runs him down in the middle of the road. He dies instantly.
Yes, and he's on fire.
And Christine then continues driving with pieces of burning debris falling off of her. And I guess Terry Leonard drove the car while it was on fire. He's a stuntman. There was an actual driver. Yeah, and he said it was a really difficult scene. Couldn't see out the window or anything. And then she moves on and kills Will Darnell, the auto guy. Right?
Yes, I think that is that on the next part or is that on this part?
We could stop at this part and then I could go on with 8 this way.
Whatever. I probably lost where you were.
Yeah, I was talking about the.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, he got in the car.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, so Will Darnell dies in this scene as well by the slow method of crushing him in the front seat against the steering wheel. That had to have been awful, painful.
That was paradise by the dashboard light. And no, I didn't use that song.
Oh my gosh. So Christine must deform herself to do this though, but the following morning she's in perfect condition. All the fire blazing, blaring, and all the mayhem and destruction. And the next morning she's fine. And then we see the detective Junkins. He's the same cop who questioned Arnie earlier. He comes to the garage because he suspects Arnie is connected. Yes, you would think so at this point. Even if he's not the one driving during the killings, he's still being questioned by the cop. Junkins inspects Christine and looks over the car very closely. He's disturbed because he's been told the car was on fire. It smashed into another car and destroyed it and crushed someone against the wall, but he notices there's no dents, no burns. She's pretty much in perfect condition. And then some weeks later in December, Lee calls Dennis. They meet up. He talks to her about Arnie in his car. Dennis and Arnie are not best pals anymore because I think Dennis is just He's done with the arrogance.
Mhm.
And yeah, Lee realizes that they're not friends. And they haven't broken up yet, though. They will soon. That's where we can insert.
Yes.
There's no place in his life for her. She's starting to realize this because he's changed so much. Holidays are approaching. New Year's Eve is close. Dennis and Lee talk about the supernatural element in Christine, knowing that they can only talk to each other about that because they don't think anybody else will believe them. And they know they will have to kill Christine somehow. This is where this journey starts, where Lee and Dennis plot to kill Christine.
Yes.
It's a long part.
That's okay.
But there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, so when we do a song, like you could have different sections here. Like you could probably have 3 different songs for some of these parts because it's hard to condense them.
You could split this up in 3 different sections too.
Yeah. Because we could have had Paradise with a Dashboard Light for the I guess that would be Paradise for Christine killing the guy by her dashboard lights. I was going to mention, so when back to the other scene again, when Moochie died, like there was nobody else out, there was no other people out on the roads or whatever, and then I don't even remember what he ran into, if it was a parking garage or whatever before he got crushed. But do they know how he died? They found his body and scraped it up, but I can't remember, did the cops say they saw a car? I don't remember if there was a witness or anything, if they even know how he died. Except that he was crushed and they had to shovel up some shit, or that's.
I'm sure the cop had to see the aftermath of what happened.
Yeah,
he was at the scene,
but I just
saw
don't
the
know
dead
if there was
guy.
any.
I wonder if there are any witnesses.
Yeah.
Because he goes to Arnie and tells him what happened, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yes, because he's telling him, "Oh, where did you find the paint for the car? Blah blah blah, all that stuff." But anyway.
Yeah, he tries to make small talk to try to get answers.
Yeah,
to investigate.
And even when Buddy, he's running down the road, there's no other cars around, nobody else is driving at this time. I don't know what time of the day it is. The gas station was still open.
I know, lights on, everything.
So there's no other cars around. There's no people around anywhere. I know it's out in the country or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, yes, Buddy should have jumped the fence and run into a field or something, but I'm sure the car could have chased it, but whatever. But anyway, that's okay. I did want to mention one thing before I do my song, is there was a TV show called Ash versus Evil Dead, which I don't think you've seen. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, okay. So in season 2, there's an episode called Last Call, which they pay homage to this movie, Christine, because there's a car in that movie and it's like killing people and stuff in the movie or whatever. So if you haven't seen that, and of course Evil Dead, Ash vs. Evil Dead is from the Evil Dead franchise, but it's a TV series that they had for 3 seasons. But yes, they paid homage to Christine in that, so look for the Last Call episode in season 2. It's an awesome episode, even though I like all their episodes, but that was a good one. Anyway, so my song is Manowar with Wheels of Fire. Because, the car was on fire.
Wheels of Fire.
Yeah, even though I think that song is about motorcycles, but whatever.
It's good.
But yeah, I love me some Manowar. Okay, so what's your song?
Mine is Nile, lashed to the slave stick.
Slave stick.
Christine's a slave stick. No, I don't think she was a stick shift.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I think that's all there. Do you want me to read the next part? You're probably getting tired.
Why? I can read it.
Okay, go ahead. No,
so Arnie,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So in scene 8, Arnie is fully transformed. Dennis decides to call in his old buddy at his home, but Lee advises him to take caution. After she leaves, it's Arnie who calls on Dennis instead. Arnie arrives in Christine and invites Dennis over. Dennis, what did he say about the car? I think he said something like, in that thing, or what was it? something.
Oh,
Anyway, he didn't want to get in the car anyway. But Dennis gets in the car and Arnie drives to the party. Dennis realizes Arnie's dazzling eyes even before Arnie starts doing things he would have never done before. During his nerd phase, he's not a nerd anymore. He's one of the cool dudes. He drinks beer in Homer Simpson quantities on the way there. He terrorizes other drivers and even copies the without hands motorbike stunt. He's trying to be cool. And then he starts talking really crazy stuff. And Dennis watches how Christine's mile counter moves backwards. Now, I found that interesting that the counter was going backwards. What's the meaning of that?
I don't know, because at the end of the, I'm not sure what part of the movie is, but it shows it goes back to zero, all zeros. So I don't know what that means. If that means, of course, we'll get to the ending and how it ends.
Yeah.
Maybe that means it's starting over again. I don't
know. Maybe. It's having less miles instead of more miles.
Yeah.
Arnie tries to explain to Dennis how wonderful, strong, and fulfilled he feels when he's driving Christine, how he's in his own little world. Arnie's words increasingly become those of a starry-eyed lover. He loves his car so much.
Yeah.
When Dennis, yeah. Your Charger.
Challenger. It's like a
Challenger, sorry. I get those two mixed up.
I know, so does everybody else. Especially when I first had, because this is my second Challenger that I've had. But people would always say, "Oh, I like your Charger." I say, "It's a Challenger."
I always get
Some people would even say, "I like your Mustang." It's not a fucking Mustang. It's a...
Oh, that's different.
I know.
That's different.
It's just.
I always confuse Challenger and Charger, but I know what they look like in my head.
Because now Chargers are 4 doors. So the Challenger looks more like a Charger from the 80s because it's a 2-door, but there was also Challengers.
That makes sense.
But there was also Challengers in the 80s too, or the 70s too. But so some people will confuse it for a Charger because it's 2 doors, but now the Chargers are 4 doors.
What year is it?
But they used to be 2 doors, like the Dukes of Hazzard was the Dodge Charger.
What year is your Challenger?
Oh, it's a 2017.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was like an old school.
No, it just looks like it's got the old style. Like it's the old.
Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a muscle car. So it's like the Dodge Charger that's probably in the movie that Dennis has.
Probably.
Yeah.
Dennis has a nice car.
Yes.
So when Dennis does leave Christine, he's more unsettled than ever. And he's determined that the nightmare must stop. He thinks that killing Christine is the only way of returning Arnie to normal. Which maybe, if he would have lived, yeah. Dennis and Lee may be having a thing going on between them, but it also may be that each one is the only safe rock of the other at this point. They are only relying on each other to try to plot to kill this car. They're really worried about Arnie, especially Dennis, who really misses his best friend. Wah.
Oh.
Next morning, Dennis goes to school and he scratches Darnell's "Tonight" into Christine's hood and goes off with Lee.
Yeah, so I guess that's for the car to read, is it? Like that wasn't for Arnie to read.
But it was for everybody to see at school, but nobody showed up.
I don't know. I think it was a message for the car. Read the top of your hood and meet us there tonight. Is what that was supposed to be about.
And Arnie, why would he want to tell Arnie?
Yeah, I know. So I don't know.
She can restore herself, so she could have erased that.
And if the car is possessed, couldn't they just have told the car, meet us at Darnell's tonight?
Yeah. And since the car can restore itself, can it just erase what was wrote?
Because it can definitely hear things and communicate. I don't know, but I guess they don't know a lot about it yet.
Well, what do you have to add to this scene?
Okay,
I'm
do
sure
I have
you have
anything
some
to
stuff.
add? I know my song is more related to how Arnie was driving in the car with Dennis at it and driving fast. Oh yeah, I did have one thing. I noticed the beer they were drinking was called Southern Cross beer. You ever heard of that? Is that a real beer?
I don't know. I've
And
never
was
heard of it. Wait, hold on.
is
I need to
that
look.
is that any kind of a sign? Because Southern Cross is upside down cross, right? So and Black Sabbath had a song called Sign of the Southern Cross. So I don't know if that has any kind of meaning or if that just happened to be the beer that somebody had to use in the show. So I don't know
Well,
if that
apparently it's a real beer from New Zealand.
from New Zealand.
That's what I see.
Okay.
Southern Cross beer can refer to beers made with the Southern Cross hop from New Zealand.
Oh, okay. Why are
I
these
don't know what that means.
guys in the United States, they're California, drinking beer from New Zealand? I don't know. Okay.
You can buy a mug. You can buy a Christine coffee mug that says Southern Cross beer on it.
Okay.
I guess it's real.
But anyway, yeah, that was just one of the notes I made when I was watching it. So I don't know if that has any deep meaning or if it's just the beer happened to be that, not Bush or Budweiser or something.
You would expect Budweiser
Yeah.
in an American
I guess I
movie.
don't have. Oh, and I do wonder as you're reading that. So did Arnie get laid or not? Like they don't really.
I don't think he did.
Because I know they were making out, but in the car, like the drive-in scene
Where else was he gonna do it?
I don't know, in his bedroom.
His mom and his
While
dad
his
were so
fucking mom and dad are in the basement.
He
Or
would have cock blocked him so bad. The only place he had to was his car.
Okay, anyway, so my song. So my song, as I said, my song goes along with how he was driving and driving fast and took his hands off the wheel. So I went with Deep Purple, and I think you probably know what the song is by Deep Purple, of course, Highway Star.
Highway Star.
And he says, nobody's going to take my car. I'm going to race it to the ground. And then he's also talking about a girl in that song. And going.
You picked all the good songs.
So that could be yeah, but I picked the classic 80s,
You did.
70s,
Yeah.
80s metal songs.
It matches.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go. Highway Star. And also for just for metal people listening, which is hopefully mostly everybody, I guess, if you're listening to the songs we pick. But the group Metal Church did a cover of Highway Star, and I think it's awesome. So look that up if you've never heard Metal Church's version of Highway Star. I think it's on their first album, actually.
I think so. I've heard it.
It's a good one. But anyway, so what's your song?
Malevolent creation, systematic execution.
Systematic Execution. I've heard that name before, too.
Yes, it's old. They're an old band.
Yes. Now we're down to our last two.
Last two. So, Trap for Christine. They, who is Dennis and Lee, drive to Darnell's scrapyard, and they wait for Arnie and Christine inside a bulldozer because they decided that. Oops, sorry, my phone's going off. I'm gonna have to edit that. Sorry.
That's okay.
They chose the bulldozer because they feel like this is the machine that's going to crush her. We're going to get her now. Night falls, and Dennis devises a plan with Lee. He tells her to wait in the office. The plan is that she will shut the door on Christine after her arrival, trapping the vehicle inside the office. Lee leaves to do so. While she was on her way there, the lights suddenly break the night. So here comes Christine. She was hiding under a pile of garbage. This was Lee, right? She's hiding. Christine drives toward Lee, trying to run her over, but crashes into one of the office walls instead. Arnie is in the car at this point, and he gets ejected through Christine's windshield. He's impaled with a shard of glass. Looks like it's going through his heart. He's fatally wounded. He pulls it out. Ouch. He pulls out the shard of glass as he's touching the hood or whatever it was on Christine.
Front bumper.
He doesn't even pay Lee any attention. He's dying and he's in my car. He's bloodied, but in his last breath, Like I said, he pulls that shard of glass out of his chest and caresses the car, and he dies.
Oh, how sad.
And he dies happy. Poor Lee. She didn't even get anything. He just died, and he was obsessed, still obsessed with the car.
Later.
So this relationship is over, right?
Yeah, the relationship is over. But there's two relationships that are over at once, because his relationship with Christine is over because he's dead. He's dead, and his relationship with Lee is over because he's dead too.
Yeah.
But would they really have had a relationship if he survived? I don't know. Yeah.
He would have had to get rid of the car.
Yeah. He would turn into a nerd, and then she probably wouldn't like him anyway.
He would turn back into a nerd.
Okay, so yeah, when they were waiting before the car happened to be there hiding, and they were waiting for him, did they think, I don't know, I guess they probably didn't know the car could drive itself, did they? I guess they wouldn't know that. So they did expect that Arnie, so maybe that note was for Arnie to, I don't know, but that's where he keeps the car anyway, so I don't really understand.
Yeah, I don't think they knew the car could drive itself.
Yes.
If they did, I don't know.
But that's the thing. During the other murders, was he in the car? They never really ever showed him in the car. So was the car just by himself while Arnie was home watching Star Trek or something on TV?
I believe the car was by itself when it killed the bullies.
Okay. But yeah, they never really showed anything to whether he was in the car or not. And even at the start of this scene, when the lights come on, you don't know if he's in the car, and it chases her a little bit first, and you don't see it, but then you don't really see him until he flies through the windshield. I guess that's, you don't even see him
falls out, yeah.
Because I didn't know he was in the car until he goes flying through the windshield. And he should have had his seatbelt on. Didn't they have seat belts in those cars?
In those days.
And was he driving the car, or was he just in it, like for the ride?
I think he was just in it.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever had any intention of killing people.
No.
I think he realized, oh gosh, you know what I mean? And didn't realize that this car could kill somebody. But then it was too late. He had already had a shard of glass through his chest.
They don't do anything about that, saying that he's in the car, saying, don't do it, don't kill it. Because if you go back to that Evil Dead thing I just showed, there's people in the car in that movie, and they're like screaming their heads off because they show them in the car while the car is driving by itself trying to kill people or whatever. But in here, you don't see anything like that. So you don't see if Arnie's there. Don't kill Lee, I want to get laid.
Yeah, I think it's that suspense piece of the movie too, where we've seen the car doing things on its own, and then you don't expect Arnie to be in the car at that moment because you've seen the car do all this destructive stuff while Arnie's at home sleeping.
Yes.
I think that's, oh wow, I didn't realize he was in the car.
Yes.
So it goes to show that he really doesn't care about his friends. He let his car kill his friends.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. He only had one friend. I guess he had two friends. Yeah.
Bullies.
Yeah.
They were kind friends. They just bullied him.
Yeah. Okay. So my song, I went with Metallica, Fade to Black.
I like that.
Even though the song is about suicide, even though people have committed suicide in this car, the last guy who wanted to die, he said, so did Arnie want to die too? I don't know if he did, but you'd think he would do it a different way than flying through the windshield of the car when he's trying to kill his girlfriend. But anyway, so I also thought about going with Led Zeppelin in My Time of Dying, but I decided to go with Metallica's Fade to Black.
I almost went with that one.
And what love song did you pick?
Cryptopsy, Godless Deceiver.
We mentioned Cryptopsy in that last Metal Pit podcast too, but I couldn't.
It's Canadian as well.
I was having trouble remembering the name, but I said, I know they're Canadian. I forget what they're called.
They've been around for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Final scene.
So in the final scene, Christine finally gets crushed. I don't think she dies, but she gets crushed. So now Christine, she's enraged. She tries to attack Lee once again. Dennis drives the bulldozer at this point, and he fights Christine, who is playing Pledging My Love at the top of her radio. So now I guess the clues to the songs. See, what I like about this movie is that the songs have clues as well. So she's pledging her love for Arnie. Christine is still set on dealing with Lee first, though. I guess it's probably because Lee was trying to make out in her with Arnie. So she approaches her at top speed to run her over. However, Dennis drives the bulldozer up on the car's back. Now, as he's driving the bulldozer over her, he's crushing her, and she's still trying to regenerate herself. Like the front end is she's trying desperately to regenerate and stay alive. If she's alive, she's just a possessed car. But Lee climbs into the cab of the bulldozer and embraces Dennis. Ooh. Here we go. Meanwhile, Christine, she returns to life and begins to heal herself. So Dennis must drive the bulldozer over Christine full force, crashing her into a thin layer of metal glass and metal. Her headlights still flicker. But then they go out for good, and he compacts her into a little cube.
A heavy metal cube. Yes.
Yep, the ordeal is over, they think. They think finally. However, later, when they're at the scrapyard, we see the car. It's in a cube, and a metallic stick starts to slowly move and straighten up. She remains crushed, though, Christine, in a metal cube, and Dennis and Lee watch as a worker talk about what happened. Lee wonders if it's really over. Suddenly, Christine's crush bumper twitches slightly when music from the radio begins playing that hints that Christine might not be completely dead. However, I don't think there was another one. Another Christine. Was there?
Movie, you mean?
Yeah, movie.
No, I don't think so. I don't think they ever made another one. No.
But she's still alive at the end.
Yeah, I guess.
I wonder what kind of mayhem she caused.
I wonder if every horror movie just ends with if it ends like that, thinking, okay, there's going to be a part 2, or is it just to say, or is this just not dead yet?
Right.
And there's no plan.
Use your imagination. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we want a second part.
Because it's only the viewer that sees it's coming back to life, right, at the end. They don't see it themselves because they hear the radio playing. They hear our radio playing, and then they look over in fear, and then it's just a guy carrying a ghetto blaster walking behind it. And then Lee says, "I hate rock and roll music."
Yes, yes.
And wasn't she the actress in the movie Footloose also?
I don't know.
I was thinking she was in the movie Footloose with Kevin Bacon, where they had to defend rock and roll music and being allowed to dance to it.
Yeah.
That's just funny.
Footloose, Footloose. We used to sing that on the playground.
Okay. Yeah, so that's, I guess there's nothing. I do know, he was trying to kill, the car was trying to kill Lee, and then Dennis would park the bulldozer or whatever, so that, to protect her or whatever for a while, and then, and they drove over it and all that stuff, and and it might still be alive in a square.
Now Dennis and Lee are going to have a relationship.
Yeah, now he's going to get laid.
Arnie didn't do it. So there's bro code hasn't been broken. Plus the guy's dead, so who cares?
Yeah, and I don't know who's going to tell his parents. I don't know.
Oh gosh, the poor mom.
No, the
hot
poor
mom is going to be so upset.
Mom, yes. Maybe he'll try. Now that Arnie's gone, maybe he'll try with her.
Geez, I'd have tried with the mom before Lee.
Yes, she was okay. She's more experienced. Anyway, okay, sorry. Okay, so my song for the last scene, I picked a Black Sabbath song, but the song I picked is from their Born Again album, with Ian Gillan on vocals, and my song is called Trashed. And the song is about a car wreck, but it's more about drinking and driving and smashing up your car or whatever. Not about a car getting trashed like this in a trash compactor kind of thing at your junkyard. But anyway, that's the song I went with. Is that one? And that's actually that's my favorite Black Sabbath album is the one with Ian Gillan on vocals. Just to hate, so all the people that love Ozzy or Dio can hate me. But anyway, there you go.
Oh,
Okay.
I like that.
So what's your song?
My song is Defeated Sanity, Into the Soil.
Defeated Sanity, Into the Soil.
Bye, Christine. I had to run so freaking far away from that car.
But anyway, so yeah, do you have any other bits about this movie that you want to mention? Anything like?
Let's see.
Because I was just reading Wikipedia today.
Yeah, I have a little bit of facts.
Okay.
So to simulate the car regenerating itself, they used hydraulic pumps. They were installed on the inside of some of the film's numerous Plymouth Furies because they used more than one car for the stunts. And they looked more like metal on camera, the hydraulics, than actual metal from the car as it bent and deformed. So the pumps were attached to cables, which were in turn attached to the car's bodywork. This was a lot. And when they compressed, they would suck the paneling inwards. So the hydraulics would suck the metal and paneling inwards. And then they reversed the film, giving it the appearance that the car was spontaneously retaking form.
Yeah.
That had to have been a lot of work to install. So portions of the film, particularly Arnie's neighborhood, was shot in the same South Pasadena neighborhood that director John Carpenter used in Halloween 1978.
That's why there was no people around.
It was desolate. Yes, and they did a November scene, like a fall scene too, like they did in Halloween.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, the movie playing during the drive-in scene is Thank God It's Friday, 1978, which features a running gag where the character's cherished automobile keeps getting damaged. Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Oh, Stephen King's popularity at this time was really high. So he had already done some movies and wrote a lot of novels and books at this point. And that this film went into production before the book was even published.
Oh.
Yeah. But the book is so much better, I heard, obviously. And I guess the old guy, the old grumpy man we saw that sold the car, what's I going to say about that? He was, I can't remember what I was going to say now about that. It'll come back to me.
Okay.
But there's something specific about that old guy.
Oh, okay.
Can't remember. I just had it in my brain and it went away. What do you got?
That's okay. I was just looking through Wikipedia and I see the budget was $10 million and it made $21 million at the box office. And it is a cult classic, of course. Roger Ebert liked it, if anybody remembers Ebert and Siskel, but usually they don't like movies like this, so he liked it. What else? It was opening weekend, it was number 4. It doesn't tell me here what was number 1, 2, and 3, which would be interesting just to see what it was up against, but it doesn't say.
Yeah.
And yeah, some of the songs that are in it, George Thorogood and the Destroyers, of course I know him and them, but all the other ones, Buddy Holly and the Crickets, of course, Johnny Ace is the Pledging My Love song, and Little Richard is in there. Oh, another thing I was going to mention, we got John Carpenter, like you said, from Halloween, and I thought in the chase with the Buddy and the car chasing him on fire, that there was music playing that reminded me so much of Halloween's music too, just the piano kind of thing. There was stuff in it that reminded me a lot of Halloween, but I know it's just his idea of the music and the
Yeah.
chicks and whatever.
So it looks like on my play on their songs, I took some notes on the playlist, the music. It says John Carpenter and Aleph Howarth, Christine Attacks, Plymouth Fury. So it looks like they made a song.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just instrumental possibly there or what. I don't know. Because, of course, on Wikipedia it has pages for every other song, but it doesn't have anything about that song. I looked it up to see what it says. And I know, and I don't know if that was the songs that appeared during the film. I guess that is the soundtrack that they released too. It says it contained 10 of the 15 songs listed in the film's credit, because there was also, I guess, ABBA. I don't really remember when.
Oh, I don't have that one.
But they're not on the soundtrack, but they were played during the movie. And Tanya Tucker, I didn't hear that. And the Rolling Stones, Beast of Burden, I did hear that.
I didn't get that either. I got Johnny Ace, Pledging My Love, Robert and Johnny, We Belong Together. Little Richard's even in there. Keep a Knockin'.
Yes, but I don't know most. I only know George Thorogood. I know the names of Little Richard, but I never listened to them.
Yeah, I never listened to that.
Buddy Holly, I would maybe hear them on Happy Days.
Oh, come on. You didn't hear Rock and Roll Is Here to Stay by Danny and the Juniors?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Who's Danny? No.
I was 3 years old when this movie came out, so.
I was 12. I'm sure I didn't see it then. I wouldn't see it whatever later. I don't really remember, but
yeah, I remember seeing it later.
But anyway, yeah, it's one of my favorite movies. I guess I have a lot of favorite movies, but it's one I've seen it many times.
I love it. It's a staple of my childhood.
Because I could definitely see when I got my car. I mean, I had in 1988. I had a Dodge Charger. No, a Dodge Daytona it was called or whatever, and it was a really fast car back then, but it wasn't really your muscle car. It was only a 4-cylinder, but it had a turbo engine thing, blah blah blah, doesn't matter. But so it was a good car, but I don't necessarily say it was a cool car. Your Dodge Charger and stuff from the 70s that were in this movie, or Mustang people that like the Mustang. But when I got my Challenger, my first Challenger back, whatever it was, 10 years ago or something, and people would see it and give you the thumbs up and stuff because there wasn't that many around yet. So people would give you the thumbs up and they'd say, "Oh, I like your Charger. It's not a Charger, it's a Challenger," or whatever, and stuff like that. And so you felt and I didn't feel like I wanted to go kill people, but you felt cool that people were like waving at you just because you're in this car, even though you have no friends in real life.
Oh my gosh. Yes, but that's the aura.
But
that's the aura.
That's the feeling you get when you see him in the car, and that's what he's thinking.
Yeah, I had a 88. I probably was riding my 1980s BMX bicycle up and down the road. So I guess you were doing better than I was.
I'm old. I was older than you were too.
I know, it's a joke.
Because that Dodge Daytona was a standard, and I didn't even know how to drive a standard at the time.
Was it standard shift?
Yeah, it was a manual car. Yeah. And
was that the first time you drove a manual shift?
Yes, that one. Yes. My girlfriend, I guess at the time, she had a Chevy Chevette.
My gosh!
Which also was a standard.
A Chevette.
So I think I actually learned to drive it from her car, and like she taught me how to drive it. I think it was her.
It's been so long since I heard of the Chevette.
But I remember when we went for the test drive, I took a couple friends with me, and on the test drive, I had my friend drive it because she knew how to drive standard. Not my girlfriend, but another friend. And she knew how to drive standard, so I think I had her drive it on the test drives. But when I got my Challenger, or whatever, the silver Challenger I had, it wasn't a standard, it was an automatic, but then I got destroyed in a car accident.
Oh.
Not because it was trying to kill somebody, rear-ended me. But so it got
Did it catch on fire?
No, it didn't catch on fire. Luckily, it didn't catch on fire because I was still in it with me.
Oh no!
Me and my son were in it. But
so you weren't blaring down the highway in flames or anything like this?
No. I figured the person that hit me was on their phone, and that's why they hit me. But anyway, that's another story. But when I got my green Challenger that I currently have, it's a standard, so I had somebody go with me. I said, "Can you go with me?" And then I'll drive it home because it'd been years since I drove a standard. And I said, "Can
Yeah.
you just go with me?" I needed a ride there anyway to pick up the car. But I said, just follow me for a while to make sure I don't stall it on the 401 here in Toronto, outside of Toronto, because it's like the biggest road.
Oh, yeah.
But I did
Yeah.
okay. And even when I took that for a test drive, I told the guy I haven't drove one of these in years, and I only stalled it once on the way back to the car lot.
That's
But
good
he said,
because you
"Oh,
do
did
get
pretty
rusty.
good." And went, yeah, you just got to get back into it again and stuff. So
Yeah,
I was just nervous.
that's good. You do get rusty if you drive
Yeah.
manual shift. Then you go to an automatic and you're looking for the clutch. You're like, oh, it takes you time to.
Yeah, that's weird when you go from winter because I don't drive the car in the winter, and then I'll drive my wife's car, and then it's an automatic, of course, and it's I don't have to do as much
I
work.
know it's confusing. I've been there. My 1990 Toyota Corolla was a standard shift, and when I finally got rid of it, I went to an automatic, and for months I was looking for the clutch. Like, what is happening here? But yeah, but then it goes the other way around too. If you stay away from a manual shift for a while, you get rusty. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And all cars, they're all different too. The clutch is different and different weight and stuff and whatever. But anyway, my buddy told me that I should get a standard when I got the green one there because they're more fun. You got to get a standard.
They are.
Yeah, so it is fun.
They are more fun.
Anyway,
you can't get a hot
okay,
rod without
so
a standard shift.
So this movie actually was a Thanksgiving movie, actually, wasn't it? 'Cause it
Yeah.
happened around Thanksgiving, which is fun. I never really paid attention to that before.
It's our
And
Thanksgiving tribute.
Yes. So Christmas is coming up, so now we have to do something that's related to Christmas. Wait, I don't know what I forgot. I've already lost it on my tablet. But we're going to do the Christmas movie, I guess we're going to call it, called A Violent Night, which it's just a few years old. It's only 2 or 3 years old, so we're not going back to the 80s. I know there's probably Christmas movies we could do from the 80s, like Silent Night, Deadly Night is one I remember, Black Xmas, the original, or I suppose the remake, but the original is the classic, of course. But that was 1974, if I remember correctly. So those are movies we could do, but I want to do Violent Night because I love it. It's just a few years old. One of the guys from Stranger Things is in it. Sorry, I don't have his name in front of me, but he is Santa Claus in the movie, and it's like Die Hard meets Home Alone. So it's
Yep.
I don't know if it's really horror. There's a lot of killing in it, so that's why we're calling it horror. It's more of action, like killing people things, but I don't know. It's a funny movie, and Beverly D'Angelo's in it too. Of course.
Yeah, it's an American Christmas film.
Yes. So that's the next one we're going to do, hopefully in 2 weeks, or at least hopefully before Christmas. So if you haven't seen that movie, make sure you watch it because it's a good one. We're going to have fun with that one.
Yeah, we will.
And I don't know
Songs
if we'll
are going to
any...
be easy to pick for that, but we still want people to send us their song ideas.
Yes. Send us songs, and we want guests in the new year to have more guests on in the new year and things like that. And yes, please rate us and I don't know, subscribe,
share, follow,
comment,
tell all your friends about us.
All that stuff. Yes. So thanks everybody for listening, and we will see you in a couple weeks with Violent Night. Goodbye.
Bye.
You were listening to Someone's in My Fruit Cellar podcast. Subscribe and rate our podcast wherever you listen to our podcast. Podcast edited by Blake. Visit our socials. Till next time.